Let's talk some Wednesday night best bets. We got Daniel Greer back with us today. DG is one of the faces that you will see on our weekend wager show every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We are still navigating our YouTube issues this week. We believe that you'll be able to watch this video on YouTube, and that means you'll also be able to see weekend wagers back on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel. But make sure you follow us on Twitter at Sleepers Media. You'll be able to see any updates just in case the weekend wagers show ends up happening elsewhere this week. DG, you can go first. What's your first best bet for Wednesday?
I believe the last time I was on with Cart, we had a Kelly Oubre Jr. under. Well, unfortunately, we're going to go Kelly Oubre over this time. It's over the 6.5 rebounds. It's at plus money, though, plus 110. So he's had 7 plus in 7 of the last 9 games without Joel Embiid. There is no Joel Embiid tonight. But also, when they played New York without Joel Embiid back in early January, he had 10 rebounds in that game. A sneaky guy to watch for a double-double tonight, but I like him to at least get to 7 rebounds. So Kelly Oubre, 7 plus rebounds tonight at plus 110.
Card, dare I say that's the sexiest man in the NBA? Any comments?
I mean, I got a list, and Kelly Oubre's on that list, but I'm not gonna comment on where he falls. No.
Okay, he does have a very unique ranking, though. You've spent a lot of time prioritizing the rankings of the sexy list.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay,
When
all
will
right.
those release? Do we know?
I'm thinking probably like some summer content type stuff, when the sun's out.
If YouTube bans us, you're going full OnlyFans, so you're just
Yeah,
yeah,
of
makes
course.
sense. I like the play, DG. I liked it. I see the vision. Cart, you can go next.
All right, I'm gonna go with a late night game here. In the Big Ten on the West Coast, USC's taking on Ohio State at home. USC favored by 1.5 in this game. This Ohio State team has been very, very disappointing as of late, and it should have the look of a team that is fighting for their tournament lives. And I think they have kind of faltered at every chance they have. They get blown out at home against Northwestern. They have a chance to bounce back on the road against UCLA. They dropped that game as well. I just don't like this team to bounce back on their West Coast road trip, and they have more of a look of a team that's going to drop games in here. And then look, on the other hand, USC not really fighting for their tournament lives, but as of late, they're fighting for their Big Ten tournament lives. They don't want to fall into that bottom 3 era. They're at home. They have Des Claude back. Des Claude and Wesley Yates have been incredible these past couple games. Both of them are going for 20 plus points every single game. I like USC to get the job done at home. I'm kind of fading the Diebler Ohio States of the world unless they're playing like Matt Painter or something like that.
I always like to fade Jake Diebler card. I never have any sort of issue with that. So I'm in support of this play. That works. All right. You went west. I'm also going to go west, but in the Big 12 here, I've got my eye on BYU against Arizona State. I've been talking up BYU's resurgence for the better part of the last 2 weeks on a bunch of different shows. I gave out BYU to make a Final Four run on the Action Network Big Bets on Campus pod last week. I think this team's upside is immense, and they're finally playing to it. They've won 8 of their last 10 games. They had that game that came down to the wire at Arizona, and all anybody ended up talking about was the officiating with the call late. But the reality is, BYU was the better team for the first 39 minutes of that game, regardless. They constantly had a lead. They responded to every single Arizona run. I just love the way they're playing. They've made some personnel changes. They're really leaning in on Richie Saunders being the star. They're letting Yegor Demin, who is still a lottery pick talent, kind of just do what he does best and facilitate. They surround him with shooters, toughness inside. They grade out well nationally, super highly in offensive and defensive rebounding and 2 point percentage. So I don't think this team beats themselves. They've got the talent and they're playing great right now. They're on the road at an Arizona State team that has lost 6 of their last 7, is actually coming off in a win. So they never win 2 straight games, and they somehow beat Kansas State last game. This is a team that BYU beat by 20 back in December when BYU was awful and was starting Cannon Catchings and Dallin Hall, hadn't figured out their personnel at all. Now they've completely redefined their team. They're so much better. I think this should be a blowout win, even though they're on the road. BYU, by the way, has won 4 of their last 5 road games. They've been a very good away team. It's -4.5 BYU on the road here. I think they win this game by double digits. DG, I'll go back to you.
Yeah, I like that BYU play a lot. Just for the simple fact that they have the better talent, and you're only giving up 4.5. Big fan of that, Greg. I'm going to go and stay on the hardwood, but I'm going to go back to the NBA here. I'm going to go with a guy that you might not know, Keon Johnson. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to go on an under here, under 1.5 3-pointers. It's at plus money again. Two plus money plays today, boys. Plus 124. He's 2 for 12 since the All-Star break. His shooting is atrocious right now. He's only taken three-pointers a game the last couple of games. And the game before that, he took six and went 0 of 6. Like his shooting is just completely off. So he's trying to get to the front of the rim, trying to get to the bucket a little bit more. And so because of that, I expect him to kind of go under this number. Plus, he's going against OKC. OKC just got embarrassed against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the last matchup. I think they're going to lock in on this game and then kind of put away the Brooklyn Nets a little early. So I like him to go under the 3 pointers at plus 124.
I like the shout. We're familiar with Keon. That used to be one of our guys a couple years ago on the Sleepers podcast back in Tennessee, Cart.
Big facts, big facts, big facts. Okay, here. You know what? Because DG's setting the tone with a plus money play, I feel like I'm obligated. And because I take stuff way too far, I'm gonna go ahead and take it far one more time. I'm gonna take you over to the Big East here, Gregory. There's a rite of passage for Big East teams and Big East teams that are about to win the league. They have a great regular season, but they slip up that one time at Hinkle Fieldhouse for no reason that doesn't really affect anything on a day where Butler has nothing to play for. I am actually taking Butler to pick up a win at Hinkle Fieldhouse over St. John's. I understand that St. John's is a great defensive team. They can dominate games defensively. They can suffocate them. Butler has been a team that, in all honesty, they've been bad this season. There's really no way to put it. But they do have some certain players that are very good. They have Jamal Telford. They have Pierre Brooks, who are guys that can get their own shot. And I'm telling y'all, there is Hinkle lore. There is Big East lore. This happens. Teams like St. John's drop games at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Do I feel great about this? Hell no. Am I going to bet it? Hell yes, because it's Hinkle, okay?
All right. He's doing it again.
Greg, come on.
He's betting on Thad Matta again. Just check on him, okay? All right, thanks. Dog, stop.
You heard it here
To
first.
win? To not just cover, to win?
To win.
Why? Why not just take the cover?
I want plus money.
DG, this is insane, right?
This is what he does though. Like I love this. Like you know what? You feel good about this that there's a chance to get the plus money right. I like it. I'd say go all in, Card. I'm a big fan of this. I just don't know if you heard the Rick Pitino speech last week. That might have made you go the other direction.
Listen, Rick Pitino's a real big, oh, the vice cameras are on. Let me tell you about my ninth grade puppy who didn't go to the bathroom and he had everything stacked against him. And you guys are complaining about not hitting shots. It's going to get old eventually, I must say.
Ever since St. John's and Vice used our footage in that documentary, you've decided to start betting against St. John's, Card. I don't get it. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, my friend.
Whatever. You know I'm going to bite a lot of hands.
Yeah, you know you're gonna fight. It's true.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to a player prop, gentlemen. I've been staring this Michigan State Maryland game in the face all day. It's Maryland minus 4.5. Look, I think Maryland should win this game, and the big signal of that is that Cart is picking Maryland to win this game. It's only the third time this season he's picked Michigan State to lose a basketball game. So I just have a feeling at least Maryland's big stars are going to show up. I couldn't get myself to pull the trigger on minus 4.5 just because Michigan State's been so good, so tough, and they've won all their big games recently. But regardless of who actually wins this game, I think that Derrick Queen is going to go crazy. So I'm going to take Derrick Queen 16 plus points at minus 105. You can sort of ladder this if you wanted. It's plus 170 to get 18 or more points. It's plus 290 to get 20 or more points. Gentlemen, it's 12 to 1 to get 25 points in this game. And I like that as well. Derrick Queen, why do I want Derrick Queen tonight? Number one, I think Michigan State's going to single cover him. If you look at how they guarded Michigan, they started out single covering Vlad Golden. Vlad Golden had a couple big buckets early, and then they started to double him because Michigan's shooters couldn't make shots from outside. They made 1 3 in the second half. Ultimately, that worked. You cannot double Maryland's bigs. They've got a 44% three-point shooter and a 37% three-point shooter that both shoot 7 to 10 threes a game. You just can't do it. It's a recipe for disaster. We have watched Tom Izzo through the years against elite post players stick to letting one post player beat them. Hunter Dickinson had huge games against Michigan State in this rivalry when he wanted to stay home on shooters. I think that's what they're going to have to do tonight. And then you look at what Derrick Queen has done in some of their biggest games this season. He is a big game guy. He had 24 points against Marquette. He had 26 points against Purdue. He had 25 points against Illinois. He's had 18 or more points in 3 of his last 4 games. He's playing his best basketball of the season. I think it's a huge night for Derrick Queen against single coverage. I'll take 16 plus points minus 105, but I'm going to ladder it up to 25 plus points. Cart, what do you think of that play? It's against your Spartans.
Yeah, he's going to be in foul trouble, so I take the under at 12 plus money.
Who's getting him in foul trouble?
We got plenty of guys to get him in foul
We're
trouble.
just going to do the foul bait thing. That's what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna Frankie foul bait him.
Okay, so Derrick Queen, who has not fouled out once this season, is going to be in foul trouble.
That's a
It
lie. He
changes.
has fouled out this season.
He has not fouled out this season.
Yeah, I watched him foul out, Greg.
I'm looking at the Ken Pom sheet right now. He hasn't fouled out.
He fouled out at Washington.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He had 4 fouls.
Ken Palm's wrong. I watched it.
It's not true. DG, what do you think?
I love the debate. I like the fight. As long as I'm not in it, because I feel like I can watch and enjoy it the most. I wish I had popcorn. I don't know, but I do love the fact that one, you're going against this team, but two, the 20 plus, like getting to 16. If you feel like good 16, 20 plus for plus money, dude, I love that.
All right, that's where I'm at too. And Cart, just to be clear, you picked your team to lose this game while also thinking Maryland's best player will be in foul trouble?
Yeah.
You make no sense to me, my friend. That's our
Michigan
bets for
State. You
Wednesday.
know that.
That's our best bets for Wednesday. We'll have another one of these videos for Thursday, and then you can catch DG on the Weekend Wager Show this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern.